Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man who became the face of President Trump's deportation policies after being sent to El Salvador, is amending his lawsuit against the Trump administration. Abrego Garcia alleges he suffered severe beatings, sleep deprivation, and psychological torture during his time at El Salvador's mega prison. His deportation swept national headlines and became a major political talking point for Democrats since Abrego Garcia was first deported in an administrative error by the Trump administration. Now, after ultimately being returned to the U.S. on June 6th, Abrego Garcia is facing federal charges related to human smuggling and is accused by the Department of Justice of being an MS-13 gang member. Joining me now is the Hill's courts and legal reporter Zach Schoenfeld. Zach, tell us more about what Kilmar Abrego Garcia has said about his time in that notorious El Salvador prison.
Hey, Judy, many of these new details that Abrego Garcia is sharing involve his very first day when he arrived there at CCOT in El Salvador back in mid-March. He says as he was entering, a prison guard told him, "Welcome to CCOT. Whoever enters here doesn't leave." He says that same day that he and other prisoners faces various physical beatings, and then also said that there was a night where he and other prisoners were forced to kneel from 9 p.m. until 6 a.m. And he said when they got exhausted and various prisoners fell, they too were beating. So he really paints this picture where he and others faced physical torture. And as you mentioned, he says all of this contributed to psychological torture as well. It's really quite a remarkable account, given the fact that we just don't, hear from prisoners at CCOT because they really, for the most part, have no connection to the outside world, whether it be lawyers or anywhere else. So now Abrego Garcia is one of the few people who we've seen actually get out of CCOT. And so quite a remarkable account here now in court where he's sharing some of his experiences.
Abrego Garcia has now amended his lawsuit against the Trump administration in a new court filing to include his time in that El Salvador prison. Has the Department of Justice responded to the suit?
They have not responded to this amended suit, but of course, this is now just the latest development in what has been a long running legal battle between Abrego Garcia and the Justice Department ever since he was deported to El Salvador now a few months ago. And we've seen, of course, a lot of this battle has focused on whether or not Abrego Garcia is a gang member of MS-13, something that the government insists, but he and his family deny. And now he, of course, is back in the United States to face these two criminal charges where the U.S. government has accused him of human smuggling on dozens of trips, transporting illegal migrants to various places from Texas to all over the country. So this is now just the latest development. And at some point soon, though, we do expect to hear the government respond to this latest filing in court.
Abrego Garcia is currently being held in a Tennessee federal prison while he faces trial. The judge presiding over the criminal case has just issued an order. What's the latest?
Yeah, so in that criminal case, Abrego Garcia's lawyers, they're defending against his criminal charges, had asked the judge to issue an order essentially warning the administration about various statements that we've seen from Vice President Vance, as well as other officials in the administration really attacking Abrego Garcia in the court of public opinion. And so just moments ago, we got a very brief order from the judge, essentially reminding the government that they need to comply with this local criminal rule in the court in Tennessee. You can see the text of this local rule up on your screen right now that essentially says that lawyers need to be careful about the statements that they make outside of court to ensure that it doesn't prejudice the proceedings. So just for now, it's just a reminder to the government. Doesn't seem like there's going to be any additional step or any sanction at this point, but certainly just gives you a sense of how heated some of these proceedings are getting already in this criminal case.
Zach Schoenfeld, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Judy.